Welcome to my third story animation video. Now I apologize for not making any of these recently, if any of you even enjoyed this content. Because recently on my YouTube channel I've been just making Sonic videos, and on my Scratch account, this video is on both YouTube and Scratch. My previous two didn't get any views on Scratch. But enough talk about this stuff. Let's get on to what the story animation video is actually about. Which is about some of my spooky stories. So these are like stories that make me feel weird. So let's just jump right into it. For our first story, it's going to be about this one time where I actually saw a ghost. So I was at my dad's house. My mom and my dad don't live in the same house, so I go to my dad's house 3 times a week. And this one time, this is really a really long time ago, so I think this is where I actually used to live there. Normally I live at my mom's house. But I was in bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night. And for some reason I came out of my room. This was like in 2023 or 2022, so that's a long ago. And once I got up out of bed, I went outside to the living room where my great-grandma is. My great-grandma lives at my dad's house. Actually, it's her house, not my dad's. But I was out there. Grandma Kuka was also out there. I don't know what she was doing awake, but she was. Well, when I went out there, she was sitting in a chair, and I sat down in the other chair, and then I fell asleep. And this is where the good part comes in. So once I woke up, I saw that Grandma Kuka wasn't in her chair, and I was like, where did Grandma... Okay, so Grandma Kuka is what I call her. So I call her Grandma Kuka. So she wasn't in her chair, and I was like, where is she? But then I saw her in her chair, standing up, and I was like, there she is. But wait, that doesn't look like Grandma Kuka, because it looked kind of weird, and like it looked similar, but not quite the exact same. And she was like, it was also a girl, and she was dancing on Grandma Kuka's chair armrest. And then I saw her slowly disappearing. And then I was creeped out, so I went to look for Grandma Kuka, but Grandma Kuka was getting some water or something. So that's the end of that story. Let's get on to the next spooky story. For the next one, it's actually very recent. It only happened like a couple months ago. And I was going to the store with my dad. It's another time with my dad. This time isn't a ghost, actually. But I saw this lady in a chair, and she was looking at me she was like giving me the death stare, like she was about to do something bad to me. Like she was looking at, like staring at me and looking really creepy. I don't know what was her deal. I don't know why she was looking at me like that. I was very much creeped out by it. And this, the next time, in the same day, I think we walked by that place again, and when we did, she was nowhere to be found. It could have been a ghost, but I don't really know. I don't know what is. My life can be very weird. So actually, it's very weird all the time. Because if you're not familiar with me on either my Scratch account or my YouTube account, then you probably wouldn't know how extremely weird I am. And who knows, maybe those ghosts could be actually part of my imagination. They could not even be ghosts. Because the previous one, I was at least I had just woke up, so it could have been my imagination. But I think it's very unlikely that the weird lady isn't part of my imagination. But now, we're gonna get on to some spooky stories that I didn't have, but some other people had, which is only one person, which is my mom. So let's get started with it. For my mom, she also has only 2 spooky stories, and both of them were ghosts. So this one time it happened when she was about 10 years old, I think. And if you don't know, I don't wear pajamas when I go to sleep. But my mom did. And she was brushing her teeth. And I can't think of the words. She was brushing her teeth, and she saw some weird thing going down the hallway, and it was wearing the same pajamas as Mama was. And she said it looks like an older version of herself. And then Mama got creeped out, so she ran to her parents, which is my Nana and Papa. I call them Nana and Papa, but it's my grandma and grandpa. Told them about the story. It's kind of all she told me about it though. So let's get on to her next spooky story. For the last one, Mama, one of Mama's stories. So, it's a lot more recent. I think it was like a little before I was alive, and she saw somebody, like I think she was riding her bike or something. I forgot. But she was writing it down some trail away, and she saw somebody also doing the same. But then once she turned, she saw that the other person had just completely disappeared. Like, they were completely gone. That's like undeniably not real. Like ghost or imagination. That wasn't a real person. If so, she probably saw her going down still, so. And that's all the spooky stories that I have. So, that is the end. Yeah.